Hello, welcome. In this tutorial, we are going to see what are the default methods, why they are created and how they are used. I have created a Java project, a simple Java project, and now I am going to add a class. I have given class name calculation and package name, and I am checking this public static void main and click finish. Now let me define one interface over here. I have interface with name calc, and I am making one method in that. I have method for sum, and let's say the class calculation class implements my calc interface, so I have to add the sum method over here, right? And let's write a simple statement over here, a simple sys out. In my main method I am creating a object, and with object I am calling my method, and let's run this. So it is just simply printing inside sum, nothing else, right? Now here is a simple example that we were used to create in the previous versions of Java. There is nothing new in this particular example. I have an interface calc, and I have one class calculation that implements my interface calc. So I have overridden that method over here, and I have written a simple print statement, and I have called that. Now suppose once the implementation is done, all the things are complete, and my calculation class is now in live environment, or say it has been executed at the client side. Now after some time the client changes the requirements, or my manager comes and says me to add a method in my calc interface. So I have to add the method, so I am adding method public void minus. Previously it was only that you have to implement the sum. Now they are saying me to implement the minus method. Now as I already said that this class is already live, it has gone to a live environment already. Now whenever I do a change in this interface, then this class is going to give me errors because this class is already live. So the problem will come at all the time whenever you are making a change in a published interface. Published interface means an interface that is implemented by another class. So whenever you are going to change in a published interface, at that time it is going to give you error, add the unimplemented method. So if you add the unimplemented method, then it is fine, the error will be gone. But if your class is live, or the class is being used by client side, or by other classes or other packages, all the time it is not possible to make changes in your class. So the solution for this is there in Java 8. The solution is default method. So whenever I write a default method, I have to write the body. So when you declare a method as a default method and you don't implement that method in the class that implements the interface, then also it is not going to give you a error. And now to defining a method inside the interface, that is actually wrong, but there are some specific requirement for this default method. They had to introduce this fundamental for a specific reason, because they have introduced so many new methods in the existing interfaces. So whenever they are introducing a new method, the interface that is being used by the developers around the world, they all will have error. That is you can imagine the situation. So to avoid that horrible situation, they have implemented the scenario of default method. So you can write any code over here. Suppose I am writing simple sys out, and let me call the minus method also. Okay, and let's run this. So now you can see both the methods are executed. I have not implemented this method in my calculation class, but still it is not going to give me any error because I have declared this method as a default method. So the fundamental is to make the changes in the published interface. To add any other method to the published interface, you can use the default methods. We are going to see this particular default methods in detail also in the next sessions when we are going to discuss about for each.